Proof of work, POW, is an essential concept in the functioning of cryptocurrencies, being the original Bitcoin consensus protocol. POW is what allows decentralization and network security, preventing attacks and ensuring the integrity of transactions. To understand POW, one must first understand the problem it solves. In a decentralized cryptocurrency network, anyone can join and leave freely. This creates a problem known as the Byzantine generals problem. Imagine a Byzantine army surrounding a city. The generals must decide whether to attack or withdraw, but the only way they can communicate is through messengers. Some generals can be traitors and try to confuse others. How can they reach a consensus, even with the presence of traitors? POW solves this problem by making adding new blocks to the blockchain difficult and expensive. This is done through a process called mining, which involves solving complex mathematical problems. The first miner to solve the problem can add the new block to the blockchain and is rewarded with cryptocurrency. This makes the network attack very expensive as it requires a large amount of computing power. Bitcoin's POW algorithm is called SHA-256. It produces a hash, which is a string of numbers and letters. The goal of miners is to find a hash that is less than a certain target number. The smaller the target number, the more difficult it is to find a suitable hash, and the more computational power is required. This means that the mining difficulty can be adjusted by changing the target number. POW has some drawbacks. One is energy consumption. Bitcoin mining is notoriously energy-intensive, with the total energy consumption of the Bitcoin network often compared to that of entire countries. This raises significant environmental concerns. Another disadvantage is the risk of centralization. While Bitcoin is theoretically decentralized, the reality is that mining is dominated by a small number of large mining operations. This is because mining is more efficient on a large scale, which can lead to centralization of mining power. Several alternatives to POW have been proposed to solve these problems. One of these is proof of stake, POS, which determines the right to create a new block based on the amount of cryptocurrency a user owns, rather than computing power. Others include proof of capacity, which uses storage space, and proof of elapsed time, which uses a fair time mechanism. In summary, proof of work is a crucial mechanism enabling the security and decentralization of cryptocurrency networks. It solves the problem of Byzantine generals, allowing users to reach consensus in a network where trust is scarce. However, it also presents significant challenges, including high power consumption and the risk of centralization. Hence, many cryptocurrencies are exploring alternatives to POW. The proof of stake, POS, is one of the main consensus mechanisms used by cryptocurrencies to validate transactions and add new blocks to their blockchain. This method is an alternative to proof of work, POW, which is the algorithm used by Bitcoin and many other cryptocurrencies. Both have the same overall goal, achieving consensus on the network, but they achieve that goal in very different ways. Proof of stake was created as an alternative to proof of work due to energy efficiency concerns. POW requires miners to use large amounts of energy to solve complex mathematical problems in order to add a new block to the blockchain. This is considered by many to be a waste of resources, especially given the growing concern about climate change. Proof of stake addresses this problem by eliminating the mining process. Instead, validators are chosen to create a new block, based on how much cryptocurrency they hold and are willing to stake as collateral. In other words, the more cryptocurrencies you have, the greater the chance of being chosen as a validator. This is considered more energy efficient as it does not require solving complex math problems. There are several variants of proof of stake, each with its own unique characteristics. For example, delegated proof of stake, DPS, allows coin holders to vote for delegates who are responsible for validating transactions and maintaining the blockchain. This is seen as a way to make the process more democratic as it gives all coin holders a voice in maintaining the network. Another variant is leased proof of stake, LPS, which allows coin holders to lease their stakes to validators. This allows holders of smaller coins to participate in the validation process even if they don't have enough funds to become validators on their own. Although proof of stake is considered more energy efficient than proof of work, it also has its drawbacks. One of the main criticisms is that it can lead to network centralization. This is because coin holders with large holdings are more likely to be chosen as validators, which can lead to a concentration of power. Also, proof of stake may not be as secure as proof of work. In POW, an attacker would need to control 51% of the network's mining capacity to carry out a 51% attack. In POS, an attacker would need to own 51% of all coins in circulation, which is theoretically more difficult, but still possible. Despite these criticisms, many cryptocurrencies are embracing proof of stake due to its energy efficiency. Ethereum, for example, is in the process of transitioning from POW to POS in an upgrade called Ethereum 2.0. This is seen as an important step forward for the future of cryptocurrencies, as it could allow the network to process transactions faster and more energy efficiently. In summary, proof of stake is an important consensus mechanism that allows cryptocurrencies to operate efficiently and securely. While it has its downsides, many believe it is the future of cryptocurrencies due to its energy efficiency and potential to process transactions faster. Thanks for watching today's lesson. Crypto is transforming our lives, and we're here to help you understand why it matters. At Crypto Edge Learning, you get top-tier education for free content that's paid elsewhere, right at your fingertips. If you loved this, hit that like button, subscribe, and tap the bell icon so you don't miss out. Stay excited, the next lesson's coming soon with even more insights. See you there.